Hey there, future City Councillor. Ready to make that dream a reality
We're diving deep into how to nail that interview.
using the RoleCatcher guides.
Think of us as your personal prep team.
It's like having a playbook, but for local politics.
We're going to break down those tricky interview questions.
Give you a framework for some killer answers.
And we'll even sprinkle in some insider tips from the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
And because we know you're busy, we'll even touch on how RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your responses.
And practice like a pro.
But first, let's set the stage.
What does a city councilor actually do?
More than just attending those meetings, right?
It's more than just meetings.
That's for sure.
You're the voice of your constituents.
The people who live in your district,
Tackling the issues that they care about.
from fixing those pesky potholes
To shaping the city's long-term vision, you're on the front lines of making your community a better place.
Sounds like a pretty big deal.
It is.
And the RoleCatcher Career Guide didn't sugarcoat the challenges either.
Not at all.
Long hours,
Yeah.
tough decisions,
That's part of it.
and the ever-present scrutiny of public life.
Absolutely.
Are you sure you're up for this?
Well, it's not for everyone.
Right.
But if you're passionate about your community
Yeah.
and you have a knack for problem solving, it can
Yeah.
be incredibly rewarding.
And that brings us to our first interview question,
Which is what?
which often kicks things off.
Okay.
Tell us about your experience in public service.
The classic opener.
Seems simple enough,
Yeah.
but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye.
Absolutely.
What's the catch?
They're not just looking for a laundry list of volunteer gigs.
I see.
They want to see genuine commitment, a
Okay.
deep-rooted desire to serve others.
Right.
Think about experiences that highlight your dedication to the community.
Like what?
Even small things like organizing a neighborhood cleanup or volunteering at a local food bank.
So it's about showcasing those moments where you stepped up and made a difference.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't just tell them what you did. Explain why you did it
Oh,
and what you learned from those experiences.
that makes sense.
Did you develop leadership skills? Gain a better understanding of your community's needs? Those insights are gold.
And be ready for follow-ups.
Oh, of course.
Something like, what challenges did you face in that role, and how did you overcome them?
They'll want to know that.
It's about demonstrating your problem-solving skills in action.
Spot on.
So we've got to be prepared.
Yes.
Remember, every answer is a chance to showcase the qualities that make you a strong candidate.
Absolutely.
Speaking of qualities,
Yes.
the next question digs a little deeper.
Oh, boy.
Brace yourself for this one.
Okay.
What motivated you to run for city council?
Oh, this one feels personal.
Yeah.
They want to know what makes you tick.
They want to know why you're doing this.
Precisely.
Okay.
This is where authenticity shines.
So be yourself.
Exactly.
Got it.
Connect your motivation to specific issues you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Things that light a fire within you. Maybe you're driven to improve public transportation.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're deeply concerned about affordable housing.
Or maybe both.
Maybe all of the above.
It's about showing that you're not just in it for the title.
Right.
You genuinely care about making a difference.
And to really nail this answer, tie your motivation back to the challenges outlined in the city guide.
So do your research.
Yes.
Okay.
Shows you've done your research and you understand the landscape you'll be working in.
Okay, so before you even step into the interview room,
Yeah,
make sure you're familiar with those key issues facing the city.
exactly.
Now, how about a potential follow-up question here?
Like what?
What could they ask us?
They'll definitely want to know what makes you uniquely qualified to tackle these issues.
Okay.
This is your chance to shine a spotlight on your skills, experiences, and perspective.
Right.
Maybe you have a background in urban planning, or you've spent years working with community organizations.
So it's about highlighting those elements that make you stand out from the crowd.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm already feeling the pressure.
I bet.
Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
What else can we expect?
Get ready for this one. How would you build relationships with other city council members and stakeholders in the community?
So it's all about collaboration.
Yes, it is.
Because city council isn't a one-person show, right?
Correct.
They want to know you can play nice in the sandbox.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're looking for someone who can build bridges,
Uh-huh.
find common ground, and navigate the sometimes choppy waters of local politics.
So how do you demonstrate those skills?
Well, talking about your passion for teamwork is a good start.
Okay.
Actions speak louder than words.
Of course.
So think about times you've brought people together,
Uh-huh.
mediated conflicts,
Okay.
or worked toward a shared goal,
Yeah.
even outside of politics.
Okay.
Did you lead a fundraising campaign for your kids' school?
Yeah,
organize a community garden.
those are good.
Those experiences demonstrate your ability to collaborate effectively.
It's about showing that you're a team player,
Exactly.
not a lone wolf.
Right?
Now I'm curious, how does RoleCatcher's AI come into play here?
Good question.
Can it actually help me craft better answers?
You bet.
Really?
It analyzes the specific job description and identifies the key skills they're looking for.
Okay.
Then it helps you tailor your responses to highlight those skills.
Wow.
It's like having a personal resume writer and interview coach rolled into one.
So instead of just giving generic advice, it provides customized feedback based on the specific role I'm applying for.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
And the best part is you can practice your answers and get AI-powered feedback on your delivery, too.
Really?
It analyzes your tone pacing and even your body language,
That's incredible.
helping you project confidence and authenticity.
Okay, I'm officially sold on this AI thing.
It's a game changer.
But let's get back to those questions.
Okay.
What else should we be prepared for?
Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty of city management.
Oh.
The next 3 questions all revolve around tackling those big, thorny issues, balancing budgets and making tough decisions.
I'm guessing there's no easy answer here.
There are rarely easy answers in local politics.
Right, they're looking for someone who understands the complexities of city government.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is where those city guide insights become crucial.
So know those.
Yes.
You need to demonstrate a solid understanding
Yeah.
of the key challenges facing your community,
Absolutely.
whether it's aging infrastructure,
Could be that.
traffic congestion,
Yep.
or economic development.
All of those are possible.
So it's not just about having opinions, it's about backing those opinions up with knowledge and research.
Precisely.
And when it comes to budgeting,
Yes.
they'll want to see that you can balance competing priorities,
Uh-huh.
make difficult choices, and allocate resources wisely.
That's the heart of budgeting.
Think about times you've had to manage a budget even on a smaller scale,
Oh, yeah, good point.
maybe leading a fundraising campaign or planning a community event.
Exactly.
Those experiences demonstrate your ability to make tough calls and prioritize effectively.
And don't be afraid to acknowledge the trade-offs involved in any decision.
Yeah.
There's rarely a perfect solution.
Never a perfect solution.
Right, and they want to see that you understand that.
It's about being realistic, not promising the moon.
Well said.
Okay, I'm taking notes like crazy.
I hope so.
What's next on the agenda?
Let's talk about a topic that's close to many people's hearts.
Okay.
Addressing inequality and social justice.
That's a big one.
It is.
This question often comes up, and it's an opportunity to show your commitment to creating a fair and more equitable city.
Right.
This feels like a particularly important one,
It is.
especially in today's world.
And they're not just looking for buzzwords or empty promises.
I see.
They want to see genuine concern,
Okay.
thoughtful solutions,
Yeah.
and a deep understanding of the issues.
So how do you demonstrate that you're truly committed to these values?
Research is key here.
Of course.
Look into local initiatives, organizations addressing these challenges,
Okay.
and connect your approach to those existing efforts.
It's about showing that you're grounded in the community, not just operating from an ivory tower.
Exactly.
Okay.
And be prepared to discuss specific policies or programs you'd advocate for.
All right.
How would you measure progress?
Good question.
How would you ensure that your actions truly benefit those most in need?
Okay. Making mental notes.
Good.
What's the final question we should be ready for in this first part?
This one's a real balancing act.
Yeah.
How would you balance the needs and priorities of your constituents with the broader goals of the city?
The classic dilemma of representing both the individual and the whole.
You got it.
Sometimes those needs might seem to be in conflict.
That's right.
How do you navigate that tricky terrain?
Well, I imagine it takes a lot of listening,
Okay.
empathy,
Yeah.
and a willingness to find creative solutions.
So it's all about being a good listener and coming to the table with an open mind.
Precisely.
Got it.
The interviewers want to see that you can gather input from diverse perspectives, weigh the pros and cons,
Right.
and make decisions that benefit the community as a whole
Yeah.
while still addressing individual concerns.
So it's about finding those win-win situations whenever possible.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid to draw on your own experiences here.
Good idea.
Have you ever had to mediate competing needs?
Uh-huh.
Find a compromise that benefited everyone involved.
That's perfect.
Those examples can be incredibly powerful in showcasing your ability to handle this challenge.
Absolutely.
It's about demonstrating your leadership skills in action.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
We've explored the role of a city councillor,
Yeah.
tackled some tough interview questions,
Sure.
and even gotten a sneak peek at how RoleCatcher's AI can help us prepare like pros.
That AI is pretty amazing.
It is.
We've laid a solid foundation.
We have.
But there's more to come. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll dive into even more challenging questions.
Can't wait.
Uncover additional career insights from the RoleCatcher Guide.
There's so much good stuff in there.
And explore how to truly shine in that interview.
You're going to be fantastic.
See you there.
Welcome back.
We're ready to tackle even more of those challenging interview questions
you might encounter on your journey to becoming a city councillor.
I'm feeling pumped and ready for more.
Great.
Let's jump right back in.
Okay.
What's the next question on our list?
Get ready for this one. How would you handle a situation where you disagree with a majority of the city council on an important issue?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is.
It's bound to happen at some point, right?
It will.
Councils are made up of diverse individuals with different perspectives.
Exactly. And they're not looking for someone who blindly follows the crowd.
That's right. They want to see that you can stand up for your convictions.
Yes.
Even when it's challenging.
Absolutely. But remember, it's not about being stubborn or confrontational.
Right. It's about being respectful, persuasive, and finding ways to build consensus.
That's the key.
So it's about striking that balance between advocating for your position and maintaining positive relationships with your fellow council members.
Precisely. Start by explaining that you value diverse perspectives.
Okay.
And appreciate the opportunity to learn from others.
Yeah. That makes sense?
Then outline your position clearly and calmly, supporting it with evidence and logic.
Good point.
Highlight the potential benefits of your approach.
Okay.
And address any concerns the council might have.
It's about being a skilled communicator and negotiator.
Yes.
Not just a bull in a china shop.
Exactly. And don't forget to emphasize your willingness to compromise.
Okay.
And find solutions that benefit the community as a whole.
Right.
Even if it means adjusting your initial stance.
And if all else fails, you can always remind them that you're representing the voices of your constituents.
That's right.
Who may have a different perspective on the issue.
That's a great point. Ultimately, it's about serving the best interests of your community.
Absolutely.
Even when it means navigating disagreements.
Yeah.
And finding common ground.
Now let's shift gears to a question that delves into your ability to handle the media spotlight.
Okay.
How would you respond to negative press coverage or criticism from the public?
Okay, this one makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's easy being in the public eye.
Right.
And facing scrutiny from all sides.
It's definitely a challenge, but it's a reality of public life.
It is.
Especially as a city councilor. The key is to stay calm, composed, and focused on addressing the concerns constructively.
Exactly. So no angry tweets or emotional outbursts.
Definitely not. Instead, acknowledge the criticism.
Okay.
And express your understanding of the concerns.
Right.
If there are inaccuracies in the reporting, politely correct them.
Yeah.
But avoid getting into a back and forth with the media.
Don't do that.
Focus on reiterating your commitment to transparency, accountability, and serving the best interests of the community.
Well said. It's about taking the high road.
Yeah.
And demonstrating your professionalism, even under pressure.
And if the criticism is valid, acknowledge that.
Good point.
And outline the steps you're taking to address the issue.
Absolutely.
Show that you're listening, that you care, and that you're taking action.
It's about turning a negative situation into an opportunity to demonstrate your responsiveness and commitment to continuous improvement.
Well said. Now let's move on to a question that explores your understanding of the city's finances.
Okay.
How would you prioritize spending in the city budget given limited resources?
The budget question. This one seems particularly daunting.
I'm no financial expert.
Don't worry, you don't need to be a CPA to answer this one effectively.
Okay.
The key is to demonstrate a thoughtful approach to balancing competing needs and allocating resources wisely.
So where do we even begin?
Start by outlining your overall budget philosophy. Are you fiscally conservative, prioritizing essential services and minimizing debt? Or do you believe in investing in strategic initiatives that will benefit the city in the long run?
It's about articulating your values and principles when it comes to managing public funds.
Exactly. Then provide specific examples of how you would prioritize spending.
Right.
Would you focus on infrastructure improvements, public safety education, or social programs?
It depends on the needs of the city.
It does explain your reasoning.
Okay.
And connect your choices back to the needs and priorities outlined in the city guide.
It's about demonstrating that you've done your research.
Yes.
And that you understand the trade-offs involved in any budgeting decision.
Precisely, and don't be afraid to get specific.
Okay.
If you're passionate about improving public transportation, for example, explain how you would allocate funds to expand bus routes, upgrade train lines, or implement bike-sharing programs.
It's about showing that you have a vision for the city.
Yes.
And a plan for making that vision a reality.
Now, before we move on, let's loop back to RoleCatcher's AI for a moment. We've talked about how it can analyze job descriptions and tailor your answers.
Yeah.
But it can also help you identify potential weaknesses in your profile.
You mean like skills gaps?
Exactly. Maybe the job description emphasizes experience with community engagement, and you haven't had much opportunity to develop those skills.
Right.
RoleCatcher's AI can pinpoint those areas where you might need to beef up your experience or knowledge.
That's incredibly helpful. So it's not just about highlighting your strengths. It's also about identifying areas for growth and taking proactive steps to improve.
Precisely. And remember, RoleCatcher also offers resources and guidance.
Oh, that's great.
To help you fill those gaps.
Like what?
Whether it's suggesting relevant online courses, volunteer opportunities, or professional development programs. It's like having a personalized career coach in your pocket.
I love it. It's all about empowering you to become the strongest candidate you can be.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay.
What else should we be prepared for?
Let's delve into a question that often arises towards the end of an interview.
Okay.
What are your long-term goals for the city, and how would you contribute to achieving those goals as a city councillor?
The big picture question.
It is.
This one really tests your vision and leadership skills.
It does. It's an opportunity to showcase your understanding of the city's challenges and opportunities, and to articulate your aspirations for the future.
Okay.
Think about the issues you're most passionate about, and connect those passions to specific goals.
So if I'm passionate about sustainability, I might talk about my goal of making our city a leader in renewable energy.
That's a great example.
Or reducing our carbon footprint.
Exactly. And then outline the steps you would take as a city councillor to contribute to those goals.
Like what?
Would you advocate for new policies?
Maybe.
Seek funding for innovative programs, build partnerships with community organizations.
It's about demonstrating that you have a plan, that you're not just talking about change.
Right.
But actively working towards it.
Precisely. And don't forget to connect your goals back to the city's overall vision and strategic plan.
Good idea.
This shows that you understand the bigger picture and that you're committed to working collaboratively to achieve shared objectives.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired, but let's be honest.
Okay.
There's one aspect of the job that can be pretty intimidating, public speaking.
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle those moments when you have to address a large audience, whether it's at a city council meeting or a community event?
Public speaking can definitely be nerve-wracking, but remember, it's a skill that can be learned and refined over time.
That's true.
The RoleCatcher Interview Guide actually offers some helpful tips for projecting confidence.
Oh, that's good.
And engaging your audience.
Oh, tell me more. I'm all ears.
First and foremost, practice makes perfect.
That's always the key.
Rehearse your speeches or presentations beforehand, focusing on clear articulation, pacing, and eye contact.
Okay.
Record yourself and watch it back to identify areas for improvement.
So it's like having a dress rehearsal for your big moment in the spotlight.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to use visual aids or props to enhance your presentation and keep your audience engaged. A compelling PowerPoint presentation or a well-chosen image can make a big difference.
It's about using all the tools at your disposal to create a memorable and impactful presentation.
And don't forget the power of storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
Weaving personal anecdotes or real-life examples into your speeches can make them more relatable and engaging for your audience.
It's about connecting with people on an emotional level, not just bombarding them with facts and figures.
Now, let's be real for a moment. Even with practice and preparation, those pre-speech jitters can still creep in.
Oh, absolutely. My heart starts racing just thinking about it. Any tips for calming those nerves?
Deep breaths are your best friend. Before you step up to the podium, take a few slow, deep breaths to calm your nerves and center yourself. Remind yourself that you're prepared, you know your material, and you have something valuable to share.
It's about finding that inner confidence and letting it shine through. And remember, everyone gets nervous. Sometimes even seasoned public speakers experience those pre-speech butterflies. The key is to acknowledge those nerves and channel that energy into a dynamic and engaging presentation.
Okay, I'm feeling more confident already, but let's face it, there's one question that looms large in any political interview.
Which one is that?
Why should we choose you over the other candidates?
Ah, the million-dollar question.
This one requires careful preparation
I bet.
and strategic thinking. It's your chance to make a final compelling case for why you're the best person for the job.
So how do we knock this one out of the park?
Start by summarizing your key strengths and experiences,
Right.
highlighting those qualities that align with the city's needs and the specific requirements of the role.
It's about reiterating those key selling points that make you stand out from the crowd.
Exactly. And then go a step further by demonstrating your passion for the city
Okay.
and your commitment to serving its residents. Share a personal story that illustrates your connection to the community
Uh-huh.
and your desire to make a positive impact.
It's about showing that you're not just in it for the title. You genuinely care about the people you'll be representing.
And finally, end on a high note by expressing your enthusiasm for the opportunity and your confidence in your ability to succeed. Let them know that you're ready to hit the ground running and make a difference from day one.
It's about leaving them with a lasting impression of your energy, passion, and commitment.
Now, let's not forget about the role that RoleCatcher's AI can play in helping you craft the perfect answer to this crucial question.
I'm all ears. How can AI help me stand out from the competition?
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your responses, looking for areas where you can strengthen your arguments or provide more compelling evidence. It can also help you identify any potential weaknesses in your pitch and suggest ways to address them.
So it's like having a personal debate coach, helping me refine my arguments and anticipate potential counterpoints.
And the AI can also help you tailor your answer to the specific interviewers
Oh, wow.
and their known priorities. If you know that one of the council members is particularly passionate about environmental issues, for example,
Right.
you can make sure to emphasize your own commitment to sustainability.
It's about strategically crafting your message to resonate with the individuals who hold the keys to your success.
Precisely. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI feedback is always constructive and supportive,
Okay.
designed to help you become the most confident and persuasive version of yourself.
Okay, I'm feeling ready to conquer that interview. We've tackled a wide range of challenging questions.
We have.
Uncovered valuable career insights from the RoleCatcher Guide.
Lots of good stuff in there.
And explored how AI can be a game changer in the preparation process.
Absolutely.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
There's still more to come.
A little bit more.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll wrap things up with some additional tips for success.
Yes.
And a final thought-provoking question to leave you pondering your path to City Councillor.
Welcome back to the final part of our City Councillor interview prep deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground, but before we send you off to conquer that interview, let's touch on a few more gems from the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
It's not just about acing the interview.
Right.
It's about thriving in the role once you're elected.
Once you get there.
The guide highlights the importance of continuous learning,
Oh, that's interesting.
especially when it comes to policy development and navigating the complexities of local government.
So even after you've landed the job, the learning never really stops.
Exactly. They recommend seeking out mentorship opportunities,
Okay.
attending conferences and workshops, and staying abreast of current trends in urban planning, public policy, and community engagement.
It's about being a lifelong learner,
It is.
constantly expanding your knowledge and refining your skills.
And speaking of skills,
Yeah.
the guide also emphasizes the importance of building strong relationships with key stakeholders,
Okay.
not just your fellow council members.
So who else?
Think community leaders,
Okay.
business owners, nonprofit organizations. These are the folks who can provide valuable insights, support your initiatives, and help you make a real difference in the community.
So it's about building bridges and fostering collaboration beyond the walls of City Hall.
And don't underestimate the power of effective communication.
That's so important.
The guide highlights the importance of being able to articulate your vision clearly, both to your constituents and to the wider public.
So it's not just about talking.
Right.
It's about communicating in a way that inspires,
Yes.
informs, and builds trust.
Precisely. And one final nugget of wisdom from the guide.
Okay, what's that?
Remember to take care of yourself.
Oh, that's a good one.
The role of a city councillor can be demanding,
Yeah,
both mentally and emotionally.
I can imagine.
So self-care isn't selfish. It's essential for staying energized and effective in the long run.
Well said. Now, before we wrap up, I have one final question for you.
Okay?
And for our listeners, it's something to ponder as you embark on this exciting journey.
I like it.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming for the top spot, if you were elected city councilor.
Yes.
What would your first act be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. It really makes you think about your priorities
It does.
and what you hope to achieve in this role.
To our listeners, we encourage you to really think about that question. What change would you want to make first?
Good question.
What would your legacy be?
And remember, the journey to becoming a city councilor is just that, a journey.
Yeah,
It's about continuous learning growth and a deep commitment to serving your community.
so true.
We hope this deep dive has equipped you with the knowledge, confidence, and inspiration to take the next step.
So to our listeners, explore the RoleCatcher guides, practice those interview questions, and don't forget to leverage the power of AI to help you shine.
And most importantly, remember to be yourself, let your passion shine through, and never stop believing in your ability to make a difference. Good luck.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of city councilor interviews. See you next time for another fascinating journey into a new topic, and until then, keep learning and keep striving for those dreams.